Registry?
Exactly. Good evening and welcome to the Village of Westmont official voting village board meeting for October 19th, 2009. Will the clerk please take the roll call?
Mayor Ron.
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Emery.
Here.
Trustee Fleming.
Here.
Trustee Forsley.
Here.
Trustee Klebanow.
Here.
Trustee Scott.
Here.
Trustee Seneca.
Here.
Manager Searle.
Here.
The beautiful Attorney Perez.
Here.
Police Chief Mulhern. Here. Economic Development Director and Assistant Manager Kimball.
Here.
And I don't know, did Chief Trout leave or is he?
No, his jacket's
He's
there.
still here.
Or I can't see, okay. All right. Chief Trout's here too.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item are the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting held October 1st and board meeting held October 5th. We have a motion.
Motion to approve as corrected. Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Thank you. Reports. Mayor, I do not have anything at this moment. Our village clerk.
I just have a couple of items.
Set.
I want to remind people that the 2010 census meeting will be held here at 7 o'clock Thursday. It's October 22nd, so 7 o'clock here in the boardroom. And then remind everybody to come out to the Westmont Pumpkin Harvest Festival, which starts Friday. It is Monday. Friday from 4 to 10 p.m., Saturday from 12 noon to 10 p.m., and Sunday noon to 9 p.m. So come out to the festival, and that's all I have.
You can refer to the schedule in the last week's issue, the last issue of the Progress. Or I'm sure all the information is available on the village website as well.
Chamber.
Thank you. Next, our village attorney, our acting village attorney this evening.
I don't have anything to report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Ron Searle, village manager.
Thank you. The only thing I wanted to mention is when you get to item 12, Metro Yellow Cab, we got some clarification from the clerk's office regarding the published legal notice for the hearing, which states it will be on November 12th. So we would ask the board to postpone the public hearing item by motion to that date.
There's always a 30-day wait on those hearings. I don't know how that got messed up.
That was a draft.
Somehow we all messed it up.
I was informed today.
Okay. Anything else, Ron?
No.
Old business, liquor licensed establishments, hours of operation. Board to consider an ordinance changing the hours of operation for liquor licensed establishments.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Okay. New business, Napleton Porsche. Board to consider an ordinance approving a request from Napleton Porsche to hold up to 6 customer appreciation or related events per calendar year, resulting in the blocking off of Wilmette Street at Rosewood Court, and to use the blocked portion of Wilmette Street for invitation-only customer parking with specific approval for each event to be made by the police chief.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion?
I just wanted to mention that this is this part of this ordinance allows the police chief to get 7 days advance notice and allow Napleton Porsche to do these types of events 6 times a year without having to come back to the board each and every time they're asking for such an event. At any time, the board would choose to revoke that privilege, an authorization for the chief. you're more than willing, or it's more than acceptable to do that, obviously.
Is 7 days reasonable
Yes,
for you?
yes. Because they'll give us, usually we'll work with them and ask for even more time, but a minimum of 7 would be good so that we can notify the neighborhood. At Thursday night's meeting, it was asked if I could confirm with Napleton Porsche how many events they have a year. This year, they had 3. They actually had 4 events, but one did not involve parking. And we called them today, and they anticipate 3 to 4 next year as well. So giving us 6 will give a good cushion for them. Any more than 6, they'll have to come back in front of the board to ask for any permissions more than 6 times a year. And again, whenever I give permission to for a road closure, I will notify the board as well.
When does this permission, the approval by the chief take effect? Is it a calendar year now, or is it starting with this? Are we starting our 1 year from today's date, or January?
We could make it January. Sergeant Dale told me they do not anticipate any more for the rest of this year. So if we go as a starting date in January 1st, I'm comfortable with that.
That was my understanding,
Oh, okay,
was be a calendar year starting January.
January to January. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
14 West Naperville, Board to consider an ordinance approving a special use permit to operate a garage in the B1 Limited Business District and a development permit request in the B1 Limited Business District.
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
Flip.
Who was it the two of you on so moved to?
Yeah.
Have to see the replay.
Yep. Put it on super slow-mo.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
6241 South Cass Speedway, Board to consider approval of the following ordinances. A, zoning code variance request to increase the number of allowable signs from 1 to 6. And B, zoning code variance request to increase the maximum gross square footage of signage to approximately 165 square feet. We have a motion on item A.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Item B.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Next item, video gaming terminals. Board to consider an ordinance opting out of the licensing and placement of video gaming terminals within the village of Westmont.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just again to reiterate, this is more of an action to put it on hold until we have more information.
Okay. Anything further? Roll call, please.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention before we move on, that it does, the ordinance does include potential penalties if, in fact, there is video gaming or a video gaming terminal located within the village confines at this point, based upon the prohibition.
Okay, good.
And I don't know if anybody was gonna have any discussion about the penalty provision. It's the general penalty provision that all ordinances carry unless discussed with other numbers, basically not less than $10 or more than $750 for each day that it occurs or for each terminal.
It's good.
Okay.
Standard ordinance.
Any other? Next item. Declaration of village property of surplus. Board to consider an ordinance declaring a 1997 Ford Crown Victoria as surplus village property and authorizing its sale. We have a motion.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery, was that you on the second?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Utility billing and mailing service, board to consider an ordinance approving a 3-year agreement with InfoSend Incorporated for utility bill printing and mailing services.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Substitute school crossing guards, board to consider an ordinance to approve the lifting of the hiring freeze on a temporary basis for the sole purpose of hiring 2 substitute school crossing guards, with the hiring freeze otherwise remaining in full force and effect.
Mayor, I just wanted to indicate that, in fact, it'll be by motion tonight. That's how we've done it in the past since we've started this hiring freeze.
Okay. We have a motion?
So move. Second.
We do now.
Further comments? Roll call.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Okay. Fire Department drug testing policy. Board to consider an ordinance approving the Westmont Fire Department drug testing policy.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Police Fire Emergency Communications Consolidation Plan. Board to consider a motion to approve the concept of a police fire emergency communication consolidation plan between the Village of Westmont and the Village of Oak Brook to authorize village staff and committees to continue negotiations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Metro Yellow Cab, Board to consider the following. A, continued public hearing to determine whether an additional taxi license should be issued to Metro Yellow Cab. And B, Board to consider an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a taxi license to Metro Yellow Cab. As
Motion to postpone the agenda item to the meeting on November 12th.
Okay,
Second.
discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Lions Candy Day, Board to consider a motion allowing the Westmont Lions Club to conduct their annual Candy Day for Humanitarian Services Program fundraising drive at various intersections in the village on Friday and Saturday, October 16th and 17th, 2009.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Special Counsel, Board to consider a motion approving the appointment of Spiroff and Gosler LLC as special legal counsel to the village for purposes of traffic and ordinance prosecutions.
So
Motion to
moved.
approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Next item, employment agreement, or to consider an ordinance approving an employment agreement with Police Chief Tom Mulhern.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
It was touch and go
Thank you.
there for a minute.
Next item. Finance ordinance number 12.
On this 19th day of October 2009, we have a finance ordinance in the amount of $895,875.95.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Purchase orders.
Motion to approve as a block for $16,237.50.
Second?
You have a second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Questions? Roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Purchase order, separate vote.
Motion to approve as a single purchase order for $66,852.
Second?
Discussion?
This is in the budget, right, this money?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
No.
Unless we have something further to come before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn at this time.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Trustee Emery.
Yes.
Trustee Forsley.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Fleming.
Yes.
Trustee Klebanow.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned at 7:51 PM.